What's going on, guys? God bless you. Carlos here with Serranos Mobile Detail in Dallas, Texas. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video. Happy Friday, by the way. Happy Friday. Man, yesterday we had the sun. Everything was amazing. Good weather. Today, we went from 65 degrees to 40 degrees all day. And it's going to be cloudy. Sometimes I don't understand Texas. So if you're planning to move to Texas, just know that the weather is unpredictable. But anyways, thank you so much for watching today's video. I'm excited. We have 3 cars today. I don't know if I'm going to be putting all 3 cars. I may. I just don't want to make it a long video. But I'm excited for customer number 1. This is a new customer. We're going to be working on a Bentley. We're going to be doing a full interior detail on it, cleaning it all up, getting it nicely cleaned up. And I believe he wanted to sign up as well for a maintenance plan. But first, the most important thing is to nail this appointment. And if he likes it, then we can definitely talk about a maintenance plan. I'm one of those that I tend to not shove maintenance plans on my customers' throats. Just because, you know, you always want them to try your business first, to get to know you, right? And then make an educated decision on if you're a good fit for their vehicles, right? Especially when you're working with some high-end vehicles, right? So many ask me, hey, do you always tell customers about your maintenance plan? The answer to that is no. Really, my job is to take care of what they wanted me to do, right? And then we will down the road, maybe next week or in 2 weeks, hopefully they decide to give me another call. I'll do the service again, right? And then I'll just be like, hey, you know, if you feel like I'm a good fit for your vehicles, I do offer a maintenance plan. You know, here's the plan, right? We can do weekly, bi-weekly, once a month, you know, and we're gonna take care of all of this, right? Until then, I don't like to just, you know, finish a job and, hey, look, you want to join my maintenance plan? Like, no. Like, just let your business take its course with the customer. Build a relationship first, and just be yourself. I tell a lot of people, just being yourself will get you farther in your business than trying to be something else, right? Let the customer get to feel the true you, and let them, you know, say, hey, I'm excited. I want you to be the one taking care of my vehicles, right? So we're gonna enjoy this drive. We got about a good 45-minute drive out there. Once we get there, we'll check the car out. We have arrived to location. We're gonna be working on this F-150 King Ranch, my favorite, probably my most favorite truck from Ford, because of the way they make it. It's so amazing. But you guys probably like, where's a Bentley? There was change of plans, so we're gonna be working on this one. We're gonna be doing a interior detail on this one, getting it all nice and clean. It's not really in bad shape, so it shouldn't take us long, but still we gotta make sure that we get it right. I did ask the customer, how did you hear about me? And he ended up saying he YouTube. So that's a win. I think I have yet to have a customer from YouTube, or maybe 2 customers from YouTube. So that's exciting. You know, so thank you so much for the opportunity. I hope I don't let you down. I hope you love the work we're gonna be displaying today to you. So let's get started with this car. The truck is not in bad shape. After kind of looking at it, it's, you know, it is well maintained. It's a little bit dusty. I think he works maybe in like dirt roads at times, I'm gonna take a guess. I don't know. But we're gonna put these coins in this little bag, and then we'll start with blowing everything really, really good. And then we'll start with cleaning all the seats and everything nicely. And I always ask customers, hey, do you have any concerns? Do you have an area where you think I need to pay attention more? And he did relay that there is some buildup, obviously, in these perforated seats, right? Unfortunately, this is permanent. The dark side, the dark stuff, that's already permanent. That's not gonna go away. We could try to blend it in a little bit by agitating, but you don't want to agitate it too much, if that makes sense, right? There's some like residue here. Looks like maybe a sticker or something, so we're definitely gotta try to remove that. But his main concern was the buildup in these perforated seats, so that's what we're gonna be taking care of next. All right, so for the seat, we're gonna be using this tool right here. If you don't know what this is, I think it's called an eyelash brush. Your wife, your girlfriend will probably have one of these. It looks blurry probably, but it's a small eyelash brush, I think it's called, right? You're gonna need one of these. You can find these at your local beauty store. Don't feel bad walking in there and looking for these. They're very, they come in handy more than you know. So what I usually do is this little area here where it has residue. I see a lot of people, what they tend to do is they'll grab this gun and then they'll start rubbing it back and forth. The way I like to do things is I will always put a towel in front of it. I will let the towel do the agitation, right? We'll let the towel do the agitation and just kind of glide it back and forth, and you will see that the residue or whatever it could be, it's gonna grab on the towel. So you just keep going back and forth. And that residue should kind of loosen up. You grab your Vortex air tool. And you kind of blow it off, and that should start releasing a lot of it. And whatever you don't get, then you can use a very like stiff brush, which looks, I love using this Mac Shine. They use it for like wheels, I think. I love to use it on interiors a lot because it will loosen up some very heavy caked on stuff because of the bristles, and you're not damaging anything, to be honest. I've used this thing so many times in so many areas, but to the eye it looks aggressive, but it's not. And that little white residue is off. Next, usually what I'll do is I will spray the seat. I will use my Sumo scrub for the agitation. Like I said, this black stuff is not gonna go away. And then I'll use this brush here to get all in between the crevices of the seat to get all this buildup. And as well is you can get into these holes like that. You kind of just, right? I'll blow it off and we'll see how it looks. And there's still a little bit of buildup, not a lot. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna use this brush. I usually try to steam it, and then what you want to do is you stick it in the hole, right? And you're gonna twist it. Stick it in the hole, and you're gonna twist it. It won't create no damage. Trust me, don't panic. It won't create no damage because the needle that has all these bristles is pretty much the same size as these holes. And all you're doing is just sticking it in. And I don't know if, let me see if the camera can, you guys can see this, but let's see. You can see that it's grabbing the buildup. So remember, stick it in, not all the way, and you start twisting it, the bristles are going to get the dirt or buildup that's in the perforated seats. All right, y'all, so project number 1 is finally done. This thing came out really well. Literally took me right about 2 hours, how I calculated. But overall, it wasn't that bad. The exterior was definitely, it needed a good wash. You can tell he runs it through the tunnel wash. So what I ended up doing today is I gave it a nice thorough wash, and then I applied Phoenix Titan just to add that extra gloss and add some temporary protection on there. But it definitely came out really, really good. So I'm about to give it to the customer, and then we are heading to project number 2. At appointment number 2, we're working on this Audi, and it's the sauce package, you know, just a very basic vacuum, wipe down the interior. First time customer as well. Literally here, I have 2 customers that work here at this Audi dealership, and they came out and said hi, which was pretty cool seeing them again. I've coated their vehicles from his, you guys have probably seen the green 4Runner, as well as I did an Audi as well, and they were the customers for those cars. So this is a new customer, hopefully. He likes my work, and I'll see him again. But what I want to talk to you guys about is, one was just kind of, it was more like showcasing you or showing you guys, you know, my day. But I also have to be very transparent and kind of let you guys know of a little scenario I had, which I'm not here to hide anything from you guys, and that's kind of what I want to talk to you guys about, and maybe just kind of get it off my chest. So I want to talk about the Ford F-150 that I just did. First time customer, I think for the first time in a long time, probably in good 6 years, I think I've had a customer that was maybe not happy with my work. And pretty much I feel the interior was beautiful. I know I nailed the interior for sure. I think what I didn't nail was the exterior. And that's because whenever I do an interior detail, you're mostly you're paying for the interior, right? And I always tell my customers, like, the exterior is pretty much free whether you want it or you don't. Like, but my cost is based off usually the interior. And when it came time to delivery, you know, I kind of knew there was something wrong, because I didn't see the customer like too excited, if that makes sense, because the exterior, it had some flaws. And the issue with it was I didn't get the door jambs really good, like the inside the door jambs, if it makes sense. So like kind of like this, which I did. I wiped it, but not like thoroughly, just because for me those areas are gonna get dirty again, as well as I just don't like to get my towels dirty, because I have to wash them. Obviously, no excuse. I'm not putting excuse on you know what I did, but for this route, I kind of knew that I had messed up. You know, once the customer looked at it, you know, he did ask me, hey, so what I purchased, what does that entail? You know, and I kind of told him. And you know, I always want to be making sure the customer is satisfied. So, you know, I took care of the areas that he saw, and you know, I do thank the customer for the opportunity. And those are just things that, I mean, I think in 7 years, I've never had a customer kind of tell me, you know, like, oh, you know, do this or do that. Obviously, every customer is different, you know. So that was the thing, is I feel maybe I didn't deliver. I didn't do a good job. That's how I feel. I really take pride in what I do. And that kind of is you know, there was just, I think if I would have done all of that it would have been pretty good, just because for me, I strive for perfection, and sometimes there's scenarios where I fail, but this was truly a learning experience for me. I've been doing this for so long. Very rarely will I have a customer that tells me, hey, this isn't clean, or get that, for the reason that those areas are always full of grime, and I just don't want to get my towels dirty. But of course, I think after this, this isn't the first time it happens to me. So I think from here on out, I created a different game plan now. So I think from here on out, obviously, I'm gonna be scrubbing all of these door jambs really good, nicely, thoroughly. But I think I'll probably have to raise my pricing, just because that's gonna take more time, right? It's more time consuming. But that's why now I'll probably just raise the price and make sure that I notate, what I'm gonna be doing. But I am human. I make mistakes, and I'll own up to it. I tell everybody, I always want to make sure I do my very best to make sure the clients are always satisfied. And of course, there are those times where it's a hit or miss, but I think the interior I nailed it. It was more of the exterior. And see, like, this customer left it open for me. The top glass, I totally forgot. Minor mistakes. I'm a detailer, I'm a human. But I also want to tell you guys, that I'm not perfect. Many people think we're perfect, and no. I mean, we make mistakes. We make mistakes. But I finished it. If he calls me for a maintenance plan, I don't know really at this point. I don't know what to think. I really feel like I didn't nail it. For those areas where the door jamb wasn't done, but those are just minor things, that you have to overcome, and do you guys clean the door jambs in every car? I know I don't, just because it's just more time consuming. And there was another area, like the wheels. His wheels they're dull. His wheels were really dull. They were scratched up, and that's because he uses like the tunnels, so it had a lot of scratches, and I know that's from the tunnel washes. It's not done by a detailer. Once I use soft brushes on the wheels, but if you look at the wheels, there's a lot of scratches. And that's just for your knowledge. When you go through tunnel washes, usually in the entrance, they have these brushes that as your car is going through, that brush is spinning. And they're not soft. They are hard bristles that are literally hitting your wheel. And as your wheel is going through that brush, it is just scratching it up, right? And the only way to fix that would probably be polishing it out. Sometimes you would have to wet sand them just because they're too far gone. So the wheels, they look pretty bad. But I explained to him, that was done by the tunnel, not me. But, lessons we learn in life, I'm not perfect. But from that, I did take note, and now I'm putting it in my head, just add an extra probably hour in your details for this scenario, where I'm going to brush everything, and clean it nicely. But I'm gonna make sure I adjust the price now for that, because that is very time consuming. Some people are like, yeah, just grab a pressure washer and do it. It's not gonna take time. But there are those scenarios where the pressure washer ain't gonna do nothing. So now I gotta go back to the drawing board, create a package, that's gonna make sense, and it's gonna be very to the customer is gonna make sense, right? So I don't know if I have to start maybe itemizing everything, like this is a package, it's gonna get this, your door jams, all that. So now I got to think about that, see if that's something I want to start doing. But for sure, I'm definitely going to be adjusting the price, I feel, now on my packages for this scenario. That way all the cars get the door jams scrubbed and all that. But you know, let's continue with this car. It's still going to be a great day. You know, I just feel like internally I failed today, and on that first car. You know, I don't know if he follows my channel or he just found me on YouTube, but I feel like I have failed as a detailer. Things happen, but we got to move forward. And overall, this one came out very, very well, as you guys are gonna see. And we are heading to Farmersville, which is probably like 45 minutes from where I'm at right now. We are at the Audi dealership, and we're taking care of this car. It came out really, really well. Again, I wanted to talk to you guys honestly about my experience today, because I would never want you guys to think like, dang, this guy's perfect, he never does anything wrong. You know, today was, you know, a perfect thing, a learning experience. You know, again, I don't have these kind of issues that we talked about, but they do happen, right? Do you guys clean the door jams on your vehicles, or is it like kind of like a basic wash? I feel like whenever I clean the door jams, all of that, it's more of that, more detailed oriented. Like I feel like I have to charge extra for that just because it's gonna take you more time. But of course, some literally just spray or pressure wash the whole door jam and kind of induce water all into the car. But you know, we all do it differently. But you know, just want to let you guys know that I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. And I definitely feel kind of like I lost the battle today on that one. But we'll definitely kind of reset, get over it. It only makes me better, right? Any customer feedback, it's always, it's to improve, right? I don't take feedback negatively in a way. I really, maybe in that moment, I'm just like, oh my God, like, you know, what did I do wrong? But using that customer feedback really helps me as a detailer to understand what customers are looking for. And very rarely do I run into that issue where, you know, customers make me do like the door jams and all that. Very rarely, because some don't even care about that. And the majority of my customers are really more concerned on the interior. But you run into those where, you know, it's a hit or miss. You know, I should have, you know, I maybe just, I should have asked questions more. But you know, I asked questions on the interior, but I never really ask questions like, is your door jams a concern as well? I think maybe from now on I'll probably have to ask, like, hey, you know, is the door jams a concern for you? If they say yes, then I know I got to pay attention to that. But you live and you learn. You know, at the end of the day, you know, I'm happy for the opportunity. I just feel like maybe I lost a potential client for the future, but I'll keep you guys up to date. But anyways, we're done with this one. We're gonna return it and we'll get out of here. And we are to the last appointment of today. It is about 4:30 maybe, almost 5 probably, I could be wrong. This one's just the basic maintenance wash, vacuum the inside, pretty much the same thing I did to the Audi. This one is gonna get as well. Obviously, if I've gone ahead and clean the wheels on this one, clean the windows on this one, I just gotta vacuum it and wash it and we're done. So I don't wanna make the video very long, but as the more I thought about it, I was like, I think maybe what I said doesn't make sense. I do wipe. What I meant was, I wipe the door panels and the door jams. I had like an area like down here where I had missed. I had gotten usually all this, right? But it's not like where I'm like really kind of making sure it's like clean. But with the water, after I wash it, there's always water here. So I always grab my towel and I'll wipe up to here. But I had missed an area right here on the little corner, and a little bit of area in here. In this area here where all the door hinges and stuff, there's always a lot of grime. So I try not to like clean in here because I don't want it to get on my towel. But in this today, obviously, like I said, I didn't do it, and it cost me today. But I do clean, like I do wipe the door jams after. You know, I'll wipe this, but I missed a small little area like here in the corner. And the other thing that I missed was right here was this area, like the fender wheel, but this area here I didn't clean. So this lip was kind of dirty. And hi, how are you? Good. So the lip stayed dirty after I washed it. Like I already knew I was gonna, like whenever he came, I already knew something was wrong. But I wanted to show you guys the areas that I missed, just because I'm not perfect, and I want to show you guys what I missed so you guys don't do it. And the last part that I missed was right here was the front of that Ford, which was this chrome part that's there's a lip right here that I missed. That minor mistakes. He also had said the hooks weren't clean, but the hooks were stained because I wiped them and they were stained already. That wasn't gonna clean. So it was those areas that I missed. Again, you know, minor mistakes that could have been done before. I missed them, but we learn from it, right? So I'm not gonna bore you guys with this video with this truck. This is the last car for the day. So I hope today's video kind of helped you guys out, see my mistakes, so that you don't do them. And if you're new to detailing, maybe you want to start adding that to your package, where you wipe the door panels really well, scrub them. Just a minor mistake that I didn't do today. I did wipe the door jambs and the door panel and the door jambs, but I missed a small section, and that kind of got me today. And usually I'll be honest, I don't wipe this here just because there's a lot of dirt and usually all the mud and stuff there. But no excuses for the job I did today. I own up to my mistakes, but I wanted to show you guys because I think it didn't make sense while I was telling you guys. So I was like, let me see if I can show you guys what I missed, so you guys can bam beat me up on it, because I know the haters are gonna love that I actually failed. So to the ones that always give me a thumbs down, this video's for y'all guys. This should make y'all happy. But it just keeps knocking me. I keep knocking myself on this mistake. But we live and we learn. But anyways, I hope you guys have a blessed weekend. I hope you guys have an amazing weekend with your family, with your friends, wherever you go, whether you're working. I got to get this truck cleaned out because this customer is going on a vacation. So we want to make it look really, really good. So God bless you guys. I'll catch you guys on the next video.